Welcome to the Shoebox Podcast, the podcast that isn't a podcast, well, because life be lifing, and sometimes you gotta take a break. I'm a week behind where I wanted to be, but that's okay. Sometimes you gotta take a moment to avoid the burnout in order to be your best self, and I hope that's what you're doing. So let's get straight into the news and the blues. Let's talk about the Bread 4s that recently dropped, guys. The quote-unquote sneaker of the year. I told you guys it wasn't gonna be it. I told y'all we were hyping these things up way too much, like the Xbox One, PlayStation 5 back in 2015. But you guys have to understand this, guys. When something is so overhyped and something is so anticipated, sometimes we set our expectations so high that there's no thing left but disappointment. And here, that's what we got. The Bread 4s are the new Panda Dunk to a lot of people. Yes, the Bread 4s are the new Panda Dunk. Why do I say that? Because they're everywhere. Go to the mall. I guarantee you, that's all you're going to see are Bread 4s everywhere, which is a good thing. I think an affordable Jordan 4 is something that's been missing in the sneaker game for quite some time. But sometimes us as sneakerheads, we like exclusivity. We like feeling like we're the only people in the world who own something. And the fact that everybody has access to the Bread 4, a sneaker that a lot of people have been wanting since 2019, taints the want for it. I mean, it taints the value for the thing, honestly. That's the same way y'all felt about Pandas. Pandas were re-releasing, reselling, coming out like crazy, guys. And y'all grew to hate the sneaker. It's become the joke sneaker of the world, bro. It's actually more of a joke than a black Airforce, right? We hate Pandas so much. And honestly, we might start hating Bread 4s in a couple of months. Honestly, on top of that, there are a lot of quality issues. There were actually a pair of Jordan 4 Breads that released with an upside down Jumpman logo. Nike, what's up with that, dog? We make it so hard to get sneakers off the sneaker app. We make it so hard to pay resale for sneakers, and we down people who look at alternative methods like reps and people who don't participate in the resale culture and decide to wear Skechers and New Balances. But for some reason, right, when somebody actually gets their hands on a pair of sneakers and the Jumpman logo is upside down, it's like, wow, that's crazy, bro. Nike sometimes doesn't even quality check their own stuff. Luckily for the person who bought them, they were able to sell for like $17,000, which is dope. But it goes back to my principal issue about quality control, guys. Quality control. How can sneaker companies get better at quality regulation and quality control? Yes, the argument is that they could limit the number of sneakers available on the market. Yes, they should start checking every single pair and making sure it's up to par, up to standard, right? Because sneakers honestly are on the market months in advance before the sneaker ever releases. That's the point of early pairs. That's how people get access to them, right? But come on, guys. I really think we need to do a better job of making sure that people get what they pay for the price that they're asking for. $200 is a lot of money. For some people, that's a car insurance bill, a car note. Maybe some people went without feeding their families, and that's a personal decision. But at the end of the day, I expect more. I expect better. The Bread 4s may not be sneaker of the year, but you know what could be? The military blue 4s. Now the question is, will the same curse happen to the military blue Jordan 4, which is set to release in May of 2024? These sneakers haven't released since 2012. A lot of people are anticipating these. I think it's the people who don't like black and red, but like white and blue, the opposite, Toxie-Turvy, the opposite of Team Fortress 2 teams. You got red and blue, the two teams that fight against each other. That was just a random tangent for anybody who used to play PlayStation games back when Half-Life and Portal 2 were the best games ever, but that was a random tangent. Let me get back to focus, though. I feel like the Air Jordan Military Blue 4 is going to be another contender for that Sneaker of the Year status. I think Nike will learn its lesson. I think they're going to do better quality control. I don't think these are going to be as accessible as the Bread 4 reimagined. And you know, this might actually go ahead and take Sneaker of the Year if they do the whole exclusivity thing, right? All right. Because I feel like what makes something Sneaker of the Year is the fact that it's limited, its design is familiar, and it's something that people can connect with, you know? I feel like with the Bread 4, it had a lot of those qualities except for that exclusivity factor, you know? Because for some reason, sneakerheads do not like sneakers that are everywhere. I don't know why. Are you guys looking forward to another Jordan 4? Are we oversaturated with Jordan 4s at this point? I feel like every year, a Sneaker of the Year has to be a Jordan 4. I'm looking forward to seeing something different come out of Nike. A lot of Jordan 4s have been releasing lately, which is cool. Not hating on it. I just wonder why Jordan 4 is like the number one Jordan model. It's like 4 ones, and then everything after that is like a mishmash, one for all, free man, king of the hill battle. You know what I'm saying? So And speaking of mishmash Jordan models, we also had the olive green 5s release. A lot of people picked these up, but a lot of people aren't saying that they picked them up. Apparently, it's like the bastard child of the sneaker game. A lot of people don't want to claim this baby for some reason. What's up with that, guys? Nobody wants to say they got the olive green 5s. I don't think they're currently sitting on Sneakers app, so people definitely bought them. Maybe they got that income tax money, and once again, like I always say, we ball out when that check drops. The olive green 5s, in my opinion, they're not the most appealing sneaker. The green and orange just doesn't work well for me. I'm not a big fan of the color green when it comes to shoes, but if you like these, do what you do. I think they look like, I don't know, olives, like olives with a little bit of orange or sherbet in them, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, keep buying, keep loving it. We got a lot of sneakers coming. The Naruto Crocs just dropped. I think that was a great pack. You know, that was innovative. Anime is in a tough spot right now. I'm going to get into that later. But, you know, we do have a lot of creative ideas coming from different brands as well. So it's good to see people branch out and do something different. But a brand that's struggling right now, the Yeezy brand. Oh, God, let me get into this. The Adidas and Yeezy collaboration is cooked. It is cooked like your dad making burgers in the summertime on the grill, bro. And he forgot to turn the grill off. These things are charcoal eviscerated. All right, let me just tell you straight up. People did not support Adidas. People never support Adidas as what it is. Unless you like soccer, football, you really didn't rock with Adidas. You rocked with Kanye. And when Kanye came out and said, stop buying these sneakers, they don't support me, they're fake, blase, people stopped buying them. Last week, the Adidas 350 Steel Gray sat on the Adidas Confirmed app. You could purchase it at any time for the retail price in the full size run. That never happened when Kanye was with Adidas. That never happened. Adidas would always sell out every single Yeezy, and this is sad to see. Very sad to see. It shows that people have more connection with the celebrity than they do with the brand. And a lot of brands have to understand that. Like Nike understands that many people are not connected with them because of Nike. They're connected with them because of Jordan and other athletes associated with their brand. That's why they sign a lot of athletes to their brand, because they know the face sells more than the check. Get what I'm saying? Adidas failed to recognize this. You can't sell Yeezys without Kanye. That's just illogical. That doesn't make any sense, right? So when Ye came out and said, don't buy these things, look what happened. People don't want to buy something that is inauthentic. Even though they are legitimate Yeezys because they came from Adidas, they don't have that Kanye stamp of approval, because honestly, most people buy sneakers for validation purposes. Yes, I'm saying it. We buy sneakers because of that feel-good feeling we get once we unbox something, put it on our feet, the compliments we get from our people, the connections we're able to make. Those are very powerful in the sneaker community. There's nothing wrong with that. Every community has that. Validation is something that exists in people. It is a psychological drive. We all understand this. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That is a very important thing. The idea of self-actualization, identity, right? When you take that away from people, they really have nothing to pursue. They have no motivation. And honestly, like, you took something away from them that they have no purpose to live. I'm being real esoteric right here, but follow me. All right. So when you get back to the Adidas and the Yeezy thing, when they took Kanye out of the picture, it's almost like people took away the identity of what it is to wear Yeezys. The steel gray is such an interesting colorway to sit as a brick, because look, they almost lost all the color in the Yeezy brand. You get what I'm trying to say? There's nothing but a monochromatic hollow shell sitting on the Adidas Confirmed app right now. And I honestly thought when this first happened, I'm like, it might be 350s. 350s aren't the most popular Yeezys, you know what I'm saying? But you know what it is? Yeezy slides and foam runners. Yeezy slides for sure. Most people don't even know Yeezy slides are associated with Kanye and Adidas. They're just familiar with the silhouette. The fact that those are also sitting on the Adidas Confirmed app currently says a lot. People don't want these things anymore. They rather go with Kanye. And I think Kanye knew this was coming. That's why he sold so many of his Vulture products for $20, because he knew that there would be no way Adidas could compete with his celebrity and a low price point. It was such a slap in the face. You know what I'm trying to say? I heard he actually lost some money in the initial part of doing this just by selling all this stuff for $20. But honestly, it's Kanye. He knows what he's doing. He knows the purpose behind all of this. And it's a sign that, you know what, Adidas can't really do this. I really feel like even if they drop the Yeezy 750 boots, people will let them sit on that app just to boycott Adidas in a large way. That is how powerful Kanye's fandom is. They will support that man because honestly, they don't care about Yeezy 750 boots. They care about the nostalgia and the memories. It takes them back to 2015 when their life was a lot different, a lot more simple, right? So, yeah, Adidas has to learn a hard lesson that you just can't go out here and sell a product and expect people to buy them. It's crazy, you know? It brings up an interesting point to me when it comes to like rep sneakers because people don't support reps because they don't have, once again, that seal of approval. And it doesn't matter whether it comes from Adidas, Nike, Jordan brand, if they don't have that celebrity stamp of approval or that authentication or that connection, they don't want it. Most people don't want it. It's not even like these things are ugly. The slides and the foamers are currently there are sneakers that have previously released in the past. They look just like previous models, but guess what? They don't have that same nostalgic feeling associated with the Yeezys. You can't get that feeling of supporting your favorite artist. Just like with Travis Scott's. Do you think a lot of people are buying Travis Scott's just because the fact that there's a reverse swoosh? No, because they're connected with Travis Scott, his music, his artistry, his fashion, everything associated with that man. They want to become a part of. It's like you vicariously live through his image when you put on his sneakers. Just like a movie called Like Mike, Lil Bow Wow, throwback to the 2000s. If you're a Gen Z baby boy, Gen Alpha baby boy, you don't know what I'm talking about. But that movie has some real implications of why Adidas is failing right now. Because when you put on the shoes, you feel like the celebrity. And speaking of Travis Scott's, we actually have another Travis Scott Jordan 1 releasing called the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Vanilla or Manila. I don't know what the official name of this thing is, but it is a black and tan sneaker. And what is up with us, guys? We keep getting lied to at this point. Nike keeps lying to us. Did they not say last year before the Travis Scott Jordan 1 olive drop this was going to be the final Travis Scott Jordan 1 low? Was that not a thing? Was that not a thing last year? Does everybody just get like Men in Black brain wiped from that? It is crazy how they like tricked us into buying these sneakers and going after them when they are going to release like, I don't know, 3-4 more of them this year. Whew. I think when they released that Travis Scott Utopia Airforce 1, that was like a test to prove that, you know what, as long as it's associated with Travis Scott, people will buy anything. That's why I released the Jumpman Jacks as a shock drop, because they were like, you know what, people keep calling these sneakers ugly. Oh, we're going to show them how ugly they really are. Just go ahead and release them at random nights at midnight, bro. Just let them eat them up. Let the bots get them. And then now they're selling for $4,000. Whew. Like I said earlier, you want to be associated with the celebrity. You don't really care about the shoe that much. It's just that feeling that you get from it, and that's okay. It's a natural thing. You know, Travis Scott's, they're one of those sneakers that I don't think can be oversaturated, to be honest with you, because people are so used to taking L's on most Travis Scott releases. They're just waiting for that day they can just take a screenshot of that W on the sneakers app. And every time they announce a new sneaker is like a drug rush, like a gambler in a casino. You know, it's my opportunity to see if I can get lucky with this sneaker. We got the canary yellows, we got these vanillas, we got some type of dark green coming out soon. It's a lot, but I think this is what makes people happy, to be honest with you. I think this is what makes people enjoy the sneaker game, so I can't really hate on it. I just hate the fact that they lied. Why lie about this? I mean, I get the capitalistic motivation behind lying, but geez, people, come on now. We speak with our money sometimes, and what you guys are saying is we don't mind being lied to every once in a while, as long as you keep supplying the product, which might just be the truth. So let me shut up. And, you know, speaking about how our money bleeds into the values we impose on things, right? I saw this video on TikTok of a man buying his kids a bunch of designer shoes, like baby shoes. And I also saw a video where a guy was like, hey, we're going to go into the sneaker store and you can only buy things on clearance. And
I want y'all to pick something. Hold on. Pick the ones with the red tags. Look for the red tags, guys.
Why red tags?
Because they on sale. Pick the red tags.
You are so cheap.
Get the red tags. Look at that. Look, those are red tags.
I like this.
Those ain't red tags, buddy.
You know, of course, there are very divisive comments in the comment section. Here's the question. Would you buy your kid designer sneakers like Jordans, Yeezys, etc.? I mean, knowing that they're going to grow out of it, would you still invest in it? Some people want their kids to have like that mini me like image. Like if I had a kid and they were rocking foam runners, I'm rocking foam runners. It's my son, daughter because we're matching, we're twinning. So I get that from like a family perspective. Like, hey, we want to have a uniform image, and this is what we're gonna look back on when the kids get older. They can look back on these memories, and I'm really getting my kid into sneakers, etc. Then there's the argument of a financial standpoint. Like you're gonna grow out of these. You don't remember that you're wearing these. A kid might ruin the sneakers. You might lose the sneakers. So what's the point even buying them? I'm 50-50 on the situation, Like, yeah, it's a nice image to have your kid rock sneakers. And then two, it's like, do you really want to start your kid off by wearing Payless? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, low quality stuff and I'm wearing all this expensive stuff. Does it really make sense? You want your kid to do better than you. I get that. Then there's the other argument about teaching kids values and the importance of hard work. And my kid has to start from the bottom just like I did. They got to earn the right to wear Jordans and Yeezys. And you need to know what it's like to make your own money and go through a struggle period. You can't just give a kid everything on a silver platter. What would you do? Would you buy a kid the Jordans or would you make them wear Skechers, light up Skechers? They won't know until they get older. All right, and let's go ahead and talk pop culture news. Originally, when I wrote this back like last week, I was going to talk about how Kanye has a #1 song and Beyonce's Making Country. Then on the day I'm recording this, which is Saturday, March 9th, and the greatest rapper of all time, Biggie Smalls, did die on March 9th. Just had to throw it out there. But it was announced, I think March 7th, that Akira Toriyama passed away, the creator of Dragon Ball Z. And I just couldn't, make this segment of the podcast ignore the fact that he passed away. Never met the man. He died at 68. I only know him through the work that he contributed to the world, which is Dragon Ball. Everybody in pop culture was influenced by this anime. I don't care who you are. Everybody was tied to Dragon Ball Z. There are so many young men in today's society who have so many fond, nostalgic memories from that anime. A lot of people would say a simple cartoon, but for a lot of us, it taught us so many principles about being a man, defending yourself, learning how to gain more and train harder, and the importance of hard work and improving yourself and beating the odds and gaining superpowers from adverse moments. One of the first, actually, I want to say the first video. There are 3 videos I used to make back in the day when I was free of canvas for the people that used to watch me, and I would make art videos. And one of the first videos I made was about the importance of the father-son Kamehameha and my memories of first seeing Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z was the first anime I watched, just like a lot of people. I remember I was in my dad's house and I was 4 years old and the TV was on, but I was asleep. And I remember just waking up in the middle of the night to this flashes of blue. It was Gohan doing the father-son Kamehameha against Cell. And, that just really stuck a lot with me. I remember seeing Goku motivate Gohan, push yourself, go harder. Come on, dude, you can do this. And for a lot of people, that fatherly figure was so important to us. That image of somebody being able to motivate you and tell you to go further beyond, exceed your limits. Dragon Ball had such an implication on our lives, the world as a whole. There is no way we can just ignore the fact that one of the greatest manga artists of all time has passed away, and the legacy that he left on this earth will be seen for years. Crazy, guys. 68 is very young. And when I heard the news, I was a little heartbroken. Granted, I never met the man. I never met the man. And it's not like I researched the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. When Michael Jackson died, people had more of a personal connection to Michael Jackson per se because of his music, his voice, his lyricism, his dancing, right? But with Akira Toriyama, we were just connected with the characters that he made. But the characters felt very real to us. And it's just crazy that in a show where you can gather 7 Dragon Balls and make a wish and bring people back to life, this is a sad sign for a lot of us 90 babies that, that whimsical child in us is a little dead right now. I hate to say it, but it's one of those coming to age things where you realize hey, life is finite, man. And that show that you used to watch where people can literally Goku died 2 times in Dragon Ball. He got wished back to life. You know what I'm saying? Where death wasn't a real thing. Death was never a real thing in Dragon Ball Z, bro. Until the future Trunks arc, that was the only time where death was actually something to consider and had actual weight on the show. You know what I'm trying to say? And for the fact that the man who made all of that, you know, has passed on to greater things, it just hits different, man. I mean, I originally started this whole YouTube journey off of anime. Just blown away. I'm blown away. And I just want to say thank you to Akira Toriyama for creating one of the best anime of all time. It literally allowed anime to have the global impact that it has today. If it was not for Dragon Ball, we would not be so intertwined with anime the way we are today. So this is to going further beyond and becoming a Super Saiyan. I'm not going to do it, but there's a kid on YouTube who's going to do it. You've seen the video, 2012. He actually became a Super Saiyan. So now it's time for one of my favorite segments of the podcast. What's in the box? Right here we have a Travis Scott Jordan 1 reverse mocha box. So let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy and let's see what's inside. A Gundam toy. Gundam's a great anime. Actually, Gundam, if I'm not mistaken, someone's going to correct me in the comment section. I think Gundam is one of the oldest anime. I think it actually precedes Dragon Ball. The whole entire mech genre was super popular back in the 1970s. This is the RX-78, the original Gundam. I like Gundam a lot. It's actually one of my favorite anime because it talks about the implications of war, how it affects people psychologically, the loss, the idea of like political warfare. It has a lot of real topics that can relate back to the world we live in today because our political climate is based off of war. Some people literally profit off of war. I like Gundam a lot. Wing Gundam was super popular back in the 90s. A lot of people remember that as their first anime. I like the idea of the Gunplas. I remember trying to build some Gundams back in the day, but this is what's in the box. Anime has so much impact on the world. People, you have to understand that it doesn't matter who your role model is, real or fake, imaginary or whatever, as long as it impacts you and inspire you to become a better person, then that's a great role model, guys. I want every single one of you, once you get done watching this video, I want you to think about who are your role models in life. Who do you look up to? Who do you look at for inspiration? And just maybe you should express that to them, even if it's a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should find some way to let somebody know that, like, hey, you have an impact on my life. And I guarantee you have some like local role models, people that you can actually speak to in your life who, whether you know it or not, influence you to do better. And I just want you to take some time and just say thank you to them, right? Because right now, we're in March, and I keep saying this, but we're quarter through the year. How are those goals, people? I'm always going to ask them until the end of time. How are your goals doing, dog? Because you have to understand, life is short, life is finite, but we're all very young at the end of the day. And I want you to keep pursuing your goals, pursuing your passions, and making sure you're the best version of yourself. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Stop buying them Yeezys, them Fleezies. Use your money wisely and stay blessed and prosper. Peace.